Hi everyone, welcome to this live demo of my AI agent. So my name is Fumi Bokoye and I'm a data analyst that loves to solve business problems using data and AI. So today we are going to be exploring an AI sales agent that I created, right? So basically, what does this AI agent do? So it is a sales agent that helps human sales agents prepare for calls, right, by generating a research report of a particular prospect. Now, this AI agent goes to do a proper research, a thorough research on a prospect's LinkedIn profile and their company website to understand how to solve the problems of that particular business. So this actually helps sales is a human salesperson to be better prepared on how to close a particular prospect. So these are some of the tools I've used. You can always come to my, this is a GitHub report for you to be able to see it. It's actually public, right? So you can have access to it. So I'm going to be using this lady's business, right? So this is my friend. She runs a hair care, business. This is her, you know, her business website, right? And she's one I'm going to be using for this demo. And she was gracious enough to, allow me use her business. So this is a prompt I'm going to be using. The prompt says you're a B2B sales research analyst working for Fumiso's Consulting Limited, a Lagos-based data analytics and AI consulting firm. Your job is to research a specific prospect, a company, and the founder or decision maker, and produce a research report that a human sales rep will use to open a conversation and close a deal, right? So basically, this is a context. Now, I built this sales AI agent for a business consulting company to help them to be able to do researches on businesses, right? Prospective clients to know how to actually close those clients. So these are the core offerings of the consulting company: data analytics and BI consulting, and also AI, right? So I've supplied the details. So there are two details we need for this AI agent. We need the LinkedIn profile URL of the founder or the decision maker, right? And the company website URL. So this is her LinkedIn profile here. I've copied it, and this is her company website. So this is the research process. Now, basically, all of these instructions, I've actually given it to the AI agent on the back end. I'm just adding it to the prompt again, right? So walk through the steps in order. Step one, it's going to do a company website research. Step two, a LinkedIn profile research. I'm just making like everything really, really detailed. And then step three is going to synthesize this, and map the pain points that the consulting business can solve. It's going to create personalization hooks, right? We need to be able to have something to start a conversation with the decision maker. Just make the conversation personal, and then you can, go on from there to talk about the problems that you can solve for them based on the research that this AI sales agent has done. So, the conversation is not just generic, right? And you're all salesy, right? So, draft one suggested opening line per hook in a warm, non generic, non salesy tone. Of course, we are going to anticipate their objections. Every customer has a conversation in their head. As a business owner, one of the things that you have to do is to be able to get into the conversation, right, that is in the head of your prospective clients and customers. What are the questions they have? They are asking themselves, why should I trust you with my products and services? You need to be able to successfully get into their heads, know what those objections and questions they might have, anticipate them, and provide answers, right? So based on company size and stage and what you found, what are the 2 to 3 most likely objections, right? And also a suggested response, right, to be able to answer that objection. So it's going to produce the report in this exact structure, right? In this exact structure, format below, right? So it's going to give an executive snapshot, a summary, the decision maker's profile, the company's overview, the signals and the pain points, the fit assessment, right? The hooks and also the anticipated objections, right? And I also put some guardrails. So I'm just going to say create the research report in the structure above. And so we're just going to wait for it. And I think this is such a beautiful building this, right, actually challenged me in ways that honestly I could not imagine. I had to learn how to work with APIs, right? By the way, this particular AI agent is using the Open AI model, right? And I had to like integrate like different kind of tools, like using a web scraper. I use the Firecrawl web scraper. I use LinkedIn, extraction tool to be able to go to search, a LinkedIn profile. So basically, it's actually following the steps. The first thing it's going to do, it's going to research, the company website, and then it's going to research the prospect's LinkedIn profile, and then it's going to create the pre-call report generator, right? It's going to create a pre-call report that the sales agent can actually use, to prepare for the sales call with the prospect. So this is such a beautiful tool, right? Yes, and we have it. So let's look at it. An executive snapshot. We have who she is. Beautiful. This is actually correct from her LinkedIn page. She's actually a business analyst, right? She's a decision maker. Of course, she's the founder of the business. So yes, this is her profile. This is where she's schooled, her public focus, right? This is the company, what they do. They provide natural hair care products, which is of course true from what we saw, from what we saw in the website, right? And this is the company size. Of course, is the early stage, small team, and it's majorly driven by her, right? This is also true. These are the signals and pain points, right? These are where we can come in, right? The business is still growing, so of course maybe there's some certain solutions that may not apply because it's an early stage business, but there are also some certain things that can be done maybe to help drive sales, and just help grow the business, right? So this is the fit assessment. What's pain point one? They don't have reporting automation, maybe to unify sales, social and operational data, right? And that's maybe because the business is still in its early stage, and most founders, when they're starting the business, there are a lot of things that they don't actually put in place, right? So this is where we can actually like come in, right? Introduce AI driven workflow automation, right, to be able to automate the onboarding process. Maybe they can just go to the store and buy the products that they need. Maybe there's an AI agent over there to actually help them pick the right products for them, right? So there are a lot of solutions here, right? Even though the business is actually still small, there are actually a lot of things that can be done. So these are personalization hooks that we can start it. Oh, I love your LinkedIn tutorial, your TikTok tutorial on the new living conditioner. Well, this is actually very nice, right? So these are some hooks that you can actually use to actually start the conversation. And of course, the anticipated objections, we already have some analytics in place, right? Or maybe, we are too busy to explore new tools, or maybe budget constraints, we are still a new business. These are some of the objections, of course, that we anticipate, and we can actually answer, right? Oh, we can automate one workflow for you. A lot of businesses might say, oh, we don't need AI now, we don't have the money. Oh, okay, what if we automate one AI workflow and see how that AI actually helps you drive sales, right? So basically every business wants to make money. So as long as you can actually show that whatsoever you're doing is going to help them drive sales, or save cost or save time, right, really streamline a particular process, they are very much open to it. So yeah, so this is our sales report, and we're ready to actually call this client and close her. And who knows, I may actually use this, right, to actually help close her business and see how we can actually help our business with one specific problem, which is of course maybe to drive sales, right, and streamline operations. So thank you so much for looking at this, my demo. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Is this something that you actually love to build for your company? Remember, this is not a third party, right? This is not a third party generative AI. It's actually, you can build this for your business, for your company, maybe for your team members, to actually help them to solve problems faster. Thank you so much for watching my demo today. I can't wait to build the next solution, solve the next business problem. Thank you very much. My name is Fumi Bokoye. See you in the next video. Bye.